salut tout le monde, c'est Damoclès, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour un nouvel épisode de Genshin Impact. On se retrouve la dernière fois après avoir fini les événements déjà qui étaient ici. D'ailleurs, je ne sais toujours pas pourquoi elle a été mise en valeur, hein, Catherine, parce qu'au final elle avait rien à faire ici. Enfin, c'est un truc d'aventurier, donc c'est pour ça en fait. Hein. On avait aussi rencontré Beizou qui visiblement avait une dette envers un patient, enfin envers le patient qu'il a soigné qu'on doit aller voir car son ancien maître lui avait demandé de le sauver. Et on a su d'ailleurs que Beizou était obsédé par l'immortalité. Et comme par hasard, le patient avait des restes de divinité sur lui. À voir du coup comment tout ça va se goupiller. Pardon. En tout cas, je vous rappelle qu'on enregistre cet épisode sur Twitch, donc n'hésitez pas à nous rejoindre évidemment grâce au lien en description des vidéos, ainsi que sur le serveur Discord La Croisée des Mondes. Et sur ce, c'est parti.
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Me dis pas qu'elle est morte.
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to
Ah non,
help us
c'est bon.
look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baiju. It's only because Jiangli... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish.
Une cicatrice qu'il a au niveau du bras ou c'est juste une marque?
Though I regret to say that Boo Boo
Une
Pharmacy
cicatrice, hein.
cannot offer to reimburse Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
Oh, ça peut faire une bonne miniature ça, comme ça. Beizou n'a pas l'air d'aller bien. Quelque chose ne va pas?
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baiju, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Chiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Je suis sûr qu'il les a absorbés. C'est sûr.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
C'est moi, Damoclès.
Why did you follow us here?
Vous n'aviez pas l'air d'aller bien.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baiju did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, He transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Le poison dans son système?
Baiju, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This was...
Changsheng?
Merde.
You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Vous êtes sûr que vous allez bien?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. He must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon.
Bon, au moins on peut le soigner si j'ai une bonne nouvelle.
Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Et non, du coup, c'est pas une cicatrice, c'est de la... C'est du tissu qu'il a autour de son bras, on le voit bien au niveau de son brassard. Laissez-nous vous aider, Baiju.
Baiju, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
Bon, qu'est-ce qu'on doit faire maintenant?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Son lieu de résidence?
Yes. I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiangli.
Ah, c'est un médecin aussi, la mère d'Ayu. En quête d'un remède, rendez-vous vers l'ouest du village de Kingsey. Ah, c'est la maison qu'elle a. Coco Chèvre. La légendaire mi-bête, mi-adepte. Mais elle existe vraiment la Coco Chèvre ou c'est juste un vaste troll? Je sais pas. Parce qu'en vrai, si une Coco Chèvre y a... Si Coco Chèvre y a, moi je dis c'est elle, hein. Il y a une feuille, hein. Ouais. En plus, on a de quoi la connaître. Attends, aptitude. Non, c'est pas là-dessus, mais bref. D'ailleurs, par contre, un truc que je voulais faire en parlant de ça. Modifier le profil. Voilà, on va modifier la vitrine. On va mettre Kirara, Yanfei, Yelan Et... J'aime bien Aura, mais on va mettre... Putain, qui est-ce que je pourrais mettre en vrai que j'aime bien? Cookie Shinobu, je l'aime bien, Cookie Shinobu. Je la joue pas, mais j'aime bien quand même. Allez hop, voilà. Ah, c'est écrit le petit 2 en dessous. D'ailleurs, je suis quand même con les gens, mais c'est vrai que hier, on a eu quand même un deuxième... Bah oui. On l'a quand même une deuxième fois et comme un idiot raffiné. Là, attendez, elle est déjà rang 1. Rang de raffinement. Ouais, elles sont forcément rang de raffinement en fait, je suis con. Du coup, renforcé, raffiné. Hop, 20%. Après, ce sera 24% et 36%. Ok. Je sais pas jusqu'où ça peut aller au maximum, mais voilà. Nickel. Alors, voyons voir. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a par ici? Ah, elle est jolie la maison par contre.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiangli? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions, hmm? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the... Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now, hmm? Jiangli has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up, but if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Ok, nickel. Chalisé dans les environs. Ce billet comporte des entailles superficielles. Il a peut-être sa vie à marquer la taille d'Ayo au fur et à mesure qu'il grandissait. Des mots pénisibles sont inscrits dans la taille la plus vaste. Plus vite Ayo grandira, plus vite il sera facile de partir. De nombreux dentails présents sur ce pilier permettent de déduire que cette famille a vécu repli pendant de nombreuses années. C'est dommage que ce soit pas assez détaillé pour qu'on puisse les voir. Le bois et ses maisons empilées, les bûches ont été coupées très rarement. La personne qui les a coupées devait être assez forte. Les bûches du dessous ont pris l'humidité. Ça fait visiblement un certain temps que de nouveau bois n'a pas été ajouté à la pile. Il y a des tuiles cassées sur le toit. Maman et moi, on n'arrive pas à les atteindre. Heureusement que papa est là, il a pu les réparer en un rien de temps. Aujourd'hui, la table a été bancale au moment du repas. Et papa en a cassé un des pieds en voulant la réparer. Papa se remet à oublier des choses. Je dois prendre des notes comme ça, je pourrais lui lire pour lui rafraîchir la mémoire quand il ira mieux.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick! What is this?
What?
Chung Shung and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
Des restes de divinité?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains. Is it breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Vivant?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading!
Il s'est dirigé vers le village de Kingsey.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a
Sa
sudden?
mère? Enfin, sa femme?
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself? Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in
Regarde
crafting
Aether.
drugs. Huh? So you're saying it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Vous avez un moyen de neutraliser le poison?
Yes. According to the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged.
Ouais, enfin, il va falloir que j'étudie le poison en question.
So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Je ne sais pas grand-chose.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
Comme Zhongli, par exemple.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepts?
Ou les adeptes.
You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach. Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baiju, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for
bien
a few
sûr.
days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
C'est bizarre. J'ai envie de dire que Beizo n'avait pas une santé de fer pourtant. Sans parler du fait que son maître ait décidé de s'en bénéficier d'une longévité exceptionnelle.
Ugh! Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck! This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Eh bien, il est peut-être possible d'en appeler un.
What?
Oui, bah Xiangli, enfin... Pas Xiangli, mais...
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are
Xiangli.
truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh.
Ou Xiao.
If you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Ouais, c'est Xiao. Xiao, est-ce que vous êtes là?
You called?
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baiju of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Je voudrais vous poser des questions au sujet des archons défunts. Vous expliquez tout à Xiao.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Choix once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis.
Et on avait fait une quête, justement, le secret du chi, par hasard, par rapport à ça.
The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in its likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Choix is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
En fait, les archons sont morts, mais pas réellement, en fait. Hein. Ils sont scellés sous terre. Ouais. Un peu comme Malar et Ganondorf, en fait, si on fait une analogie avec The Legend of Zelda.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
Merci, Xiao.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make.
Est-ce que
but
Shang aurait pas un lien avec ce serpent-là, d'ailleurs?
immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them.
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now!
Ah, ça semble mauvais quand même. Retourne au cottage, Boubou. Et j'imagine que le donjon qu'on devra faire avec Beizo, ce sera l'endroit là où il y aura les restes de divinités à éliminer. C'est le saut, il a un peu... il a un problème de plomberie, c'est comme le saut de Ganondorf là. Donc il y avait toute la rancœur, enfin toutes les miasmes qui s'échappaient. Là ce sera un peu la même chose quoi, il y aura un filet de sang qui s'échappe du saut quoi. Et du coup ouais c'est comme Hortel en fait, Hortel il a été vaincu mais en fait ils sont juste scellés là-bas quoi en fait. On voit l'île de Narukami avec le cerisier en fleurs là-bas. C'est loin. Hein. Et pourtant il y a quand même... Après c'est une belle distance à faire genre.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baishu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gwei left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jiaoliang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jiaoliang?
Ça sent mauvais cette histoire. Beizo il va complètement être KO à la fin. En plus il y avait Denis qui se repose pas.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baishu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Ouais.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can...
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Allons le voir.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for?
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Baiju! Changsheng!
Vous allez bien?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs.
Ouais, donc il a un problème cardiaque, c'est bien ce que je disais au début.
Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Voilà pourquoi Jiangli.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around. because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Le destin.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
Qui est là?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Ah, il y a Otto derrière.
Very well. Then follow me.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baiju, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
Ok, enquête d'un remède. Dans l'espoir d'un miracle. Et c'est la dernière quête. Donc on va finir ça aujourd'hui. Je vais être honnête avec vous, Twitch on ne fera pas la quête de Yellen aujourd'hui parce que je commence à être très fatigué. J'ai pas dormi spécialement ultra longtemps hier. En gros je me suis endormi à 3 h, j'ai dormi quoi, allez. Jusqu'à 11 h j'ai dormi, ouais. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ouais j'ai dormi 8 h mais faut dire que les 10 heures là ça a bien assommé là, les 10 heures de montage de vidéo. Mais demain, vous inquiétez pas, demain j'aurai juste à la revoir avec Roxas, voir si tout est cool au niveau du son, à la publier, et ensuite on ira sur Genshin. Mais là, on finira l'épisode. On fera éventuellement un début d'épisode pour vous, YouTube. Ce sera un épisode coupé en deux, et on finira ça demain avec la quête de Yelan, pour partir vers Sumeru.
That strange feeling is back.
De toute façon, on fera encore 45 minutes, les gens, et après on ira dodo.
It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way. Yes,
C'est un
I'm
donjon,
sure
quoi.
of it.
Ça va nous mener droit au donjon, je pense.
I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
Ça se trouve, elle est dans le donjon, elle aussi. Enchevêtrement des rêves passés. La force insatiable à l'intérieur appelle constamment Xialiang à attirer vos pas dans cet endroit. Ici, les mots prédominent et le rideau du destin va enfin tomber. C'est parti.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses! Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Et on fera ça dans le prochain épisode, les gens, parce qu'on est... Du coup, on pourra jouer Beizu. Beizu, du coup, qui est un qui est un catalyste... Ah, trop bien, il a à moitié un boomerang, à moitié. Ouais. Du coup, écoutez, les gens, on verra ça dans le prochain épisode. En tout cas, j'espère que celui-ci vous aura plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à liker, partager, à vous abonner, à activer la cloche. N'hésitez pas non plus à nous rejoindre sur le serveur Discord et sur la chaîne Twitch grâce au lien en description pour venir assister au live en direct ou venir discuter avec nous, regarder des animés, évidemment, si vous voulez. Et on se retrouve dès demain, du coup, pour la fin de la quête du coup de Beizu et sûrement le début de la quête de Yelan, la dernière avant Sumeru. Je vous remercie de regarder, je vous dis à demain tout le monde, c'est Damoclès et salut, salut!